Hello and welcome to the Quirkless podcast, where I've had to deal with a week straight of people constantly complaining about the most recent chapter.
It's the first episode of the year, so
Oh, that is true. And
that's
we're
thing.
starting it off strong.
Well, it's certainly something. I have mixed opinions on it, and okay. So Deku has multiple quirks.
Yes, that is a fact. That's a rap fact.
So we might as well just fucking get this out, like our opinions on this, because this is like the big thing. Zach, what's your opinion on the whole multiple quirk thing?
I think it's good.
Is that it?
I think it's good because it'll allow it's just more progression, and also, you know what? It means we're getting close to the end of this arc, and I can't wait.
Oh fuck yeah! I forgot we're still close to the end of this fucking. Fuck! I really forgot that we're like actually still going through the Class B arc. Oh my god! Fucking hell! Jesus Christ! We're still going through this arc.
Yeah,
this is like the only interesting shit that's happened so far. So I've just completely forgot we were going through a super boring arc right now.
Yeah, and you know, that's really good that we're finally getting done with this arc. And also, you know, I just think a big thing about it is, like, I trust Horikoshi enough to the point where I'm like, yeah, I want to see how this goes. And it's just, I want to see it. I want to give it a chance. I don't want to immediately write it off as making Deku overpowered, because that's just kind of silly.
Okay, so I have mixed opinions on this. I feel like if Horikoshi makes it, if he writes it well, it'll be fine. However, it's kind of annoying that Deku would be the only person this has happened to. It just happens out of the blue, and most of it isn't even his hard work. As the Visage even said, the quirk only grew so strong thanks to All Might, and Deku just kind of got handed it. And like, people are always like, Deku didn't work hard for his power. But it's like, oh, All for One is... No, One for All is such a fucking basic-ass quirk. It's fine, it's just a strength power-up. But now, I worry now that Deku has access to 5 unknown quirks, that Horikoshi can use this as a get-out-of-jail-free card. So he can just be like, oh no, Deku's trapped, but wait guys, mystery quirk number 2 just so happens to exist now, and Deku just gets out of it. Like, I'm worried that it will lead to arse pulls, and as you said, just people like, Deku could become overpowered. Like, I saw a tweet you posted, which I thought was kind of interesting, in which where people start thinking Deku is linked to All for One.
Yeah.
Because he has multiple quirks.
I
thought that's a really interesting way that could go, because it's not like Deku gets a random power boost out of like no consequence. Like, if he suddenly ends up getting multiple quirks, it would be nice to see this turn somewhat negatively for Deku.
Yeah, that's definitely what I hope is happening, because it's, how do I put this? That was like sort of adapted from a theory a while back that Orphe posted, where he was like talking about how you know, just Deku being linked to All for One, and it coming back to bite him in the ass, because like it sort of his connection to All Might sort of looks suspicious, because as soon as All Might took him under his wing, like a few months later, he lost his powers. So it'd be really interesting if this, like, people start turning against him once they start to look a little bit closer, because like the only other person who has multiple quirks is All for One, and Deku just suddenly also has multiple quirks, and it'd be really, really interesting, especially if it leads into a time skip. I don't see that happening. I don't think we're gonna get a time skip this early, but if it did, that would be really interesting, because it would show Deku on his own, on the run, and it'd be really cool to see a more vigilante take of Deku.
One thing So speaking about time skips, I really wonder how we're going to get to year 3. Because we've still been in year 1 for quite a while now.
Yeah.
And like I think we're getting close to year 2. But is Horikoshi really going to like put a lot of the learning in year 1, skip year 2, go on to year 3? Because we've seen like the third years before, so we have an idea, but we have like no real idea about what the second year is going to be like. So I could see Horikoshi just skipping a lot of year 2 and going straight into year 3.
Yeah, I mean, and there's always the possibility that we'll skip out of school. Like, it's not that hard to just drop academia from the title. Like, I don't know, it doesn't seem too difficult. It could happen, and and I don't know if I would want that necessarily, but I just know that it's possible. I have a feeling that if we're gonna see any type of time skip, it's either going to be to third year or it's going to be out of school.
So, one thing I'm wondering is what's Deku's class going to really react when he starts like having multiple quirks? Like, I really want to know if this is going to like drastically affect like Bakugo's character in a way, because like Bakugo was like we all know like he's over that whole Deku suddenly has a quirk thing, but I feel like it might affect him a little bit if Deku suddenly ends up having more than just the really strong quirk he currently has.
I think Bakugo is probably not going to be too freaked out about it, because he knows like most of this stuff. He knows like that Deku is like his quirk. I think he knows at least that he's related to All For One in some form.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be too surprised if that's Bakugo's character doesn't change. I could see maybe like I think Monoma would probably be the first one to be like something's fucky. And then Mineta would probably fucking molest it. I don't know. He wouldn't molest it.
Okay. So, we saw, like, earlier in this chapter, Monoma did attempt to try to touch Deku to copy his quirk.
Yeah.
So, from what we've, like, learned, is that all of the quirks are dormant in One for All.
Yeah.
And it had to do with quirk factors, so we're assuming that it's literally all part of the same quirk. So theoretically, if Monoma were to touch Deku, he would copy all 6 quirks. Right?
I don't think so.
You think he would only get 1?
Yeah, I feel like... Yeah. It's hard to say, because we don't even know. It's like, we don't know the ins and outs of this yet. So, it's hard to tell how it works. I'm going to give Horikoshi a little more time to explain. Because,
So when it comes to like Deku having more quirks, you look at it more in like hopeful optimism,
yeah,
rather than
I'm not gonna get mad at Horikoshi before he's even had time to explain exactly what he's doing.
Well, I feel like getting mad at anything really is when it's just been introduced is a bit much. But I feel like people are reasonable to have doubts and concerns about this, considering like I don't know, you don't really want I know we compare My Hero a lot to Naruto, but you don't really want just like suddenly Deku gets all of this power, like, and just becomes like the most. We all know becomes number 1, but we don't want him being number 1 because he has 6 special cool fucking quirks. We want him to get there because like he's worked hard and not because he was suddenly just gifted stuff.
Well, he did work hard. We've seen him work hard, and he's gonna have to keep working hard in order to control his quirk. He can barely control One for All right now. So the chances of him being able to control those 6 quirks off the bat is unlikely, to say the least. And I mean, I get where people are coming from. I just think it's a bit too early to say that he's overpowered.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Deku's kind of been like overpowered in a way, but obviously he's constantly breaking limbs every time he goes quote unquote overpowered.
Yeah.
So I mean, it always has its drawbacks. And one thing I was thinking about is giving Deku multiple quirks potentially a sign that All Might is going to die somewhat soon.
Hopefully.
So Deku will have to end up taking different mentors for his different quirks.
Hopefully.
Because I was thinking, it's like, well, this quirk, All Might literally can't help him control this shit because these quirks aren't, they are very new to him and they aren't even like really the same type as his.
Yeah.
So, like, if like, and even if All Might were to theoretically die,
yeah,
he would still, oh god, he would still be there in like a Force Ghost type of way because of the whole Vistage system.
Now, if All Might were to die, where do you think he would die? Like, in what arc do you think he would die?
Possibly the oh god, I was gonna like think of a funny way of using synonyms to say Prison Break, but I can't. So
The Hooskow breakout arc? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Let's get out of the Hooskow. Yeah, but like, All Might's fucking dead.
Yeah.
The writing's been on the wall for so long that I think it's starting to peel off.
I think this kind of like semi-confirms it in a way. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to even be his teacher in this instance. Because even if he dies, he can still teach him via... Okay, I don't know how this whole Visage shit works. Like, it's obviously not them. Is it just like a version of their consciousness? You know, kind of like when you, like, if you were to theoretically upload your consciousness to a computer, you would be dead as a person, but you as the AI would still be alive. Would it be a bit like that? Or is it literally, this is you, this is your soul as inside this quirk?
I completely lost my train of thought.
Okay.
Yeah, but All Might has to die. Basically, if All Might doesn't die in 2019, I'll drink battery acid.
Okay, that's... Zach is not contracted to follow any of the things he says on the Quirkless podcast.
I'll do it.
Please don't. So now that Deku's unlocked all of these quirks, how do you think he will unlock each and every single one? Because from what I forgot what his name is. We can call him Goggle Boy. From what Goggle Boy explained,
It's Funky Hellboy.
What's his actual name?
I do not fucking know.
Okay, from what
It's
Goggle
Funky
Boy
Hellboy.
told us, is that actually his name?
I don't know. We never got a name, so I'm wondering. I think the reason we didn't get a name is because it would have given out like which number he was. By the way, he's 5. I think he's 5.
Okay.
I don't know. Just looking at him, he looks like a 5. Plus his so like the thing about Deku getting a bunch of quirks is that some of his quirks are gonna come from way back when quirks first started.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be pretty basic. I think Funky's quirk is directly in the middle enough to where it could be like it could go either way. So I think he is 5, 5th generation, all for one user, one for all user, whichever. I forgot.
So from what he explained, it's like, oh, you said you thought to yourself that you wanted to capture this person, and because of that, my quirk activated because it's great for capturing people. Does that mean so? Is Deku just going to accidentally activate these quirks exactly when he needs it? Because that sounds a bit
I think
iffy to me.
I think we're gonna really get to see where Deku shines most, which is figuring stuff out, being intelligent about what he does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Deku's gonna he's gonna piece all the pieces together and figure out which quirks correspond to what, in some way maybe. I think that would probably be what I would want. I don't know, but
I mean, this could link to all like all that research he's been doing for like years about writing down about heroes' quirks and shit. Like he might just like get the gist of like he could just think, okay, So this quirk is obviously like an emitter, and it activated when I thought about this. He might just go through all of the possibilities and see, essentially just roll the quirk slot machine to see if he can pull out a quirk, and he'll probably figure out. He's smart, but
He's
I
a
don't
smart boy.
So, not that many people really knew about the one for all users, because they all seemed. We're assuming all of them knew each other at some point, either be it through mentoring or shit, but they weren't like publicized as, oh, it's the next of this one for all user, because they were all like individual heroes. So like, is it going to be hard to literally like open up a book and be like, oh, this is the fourth, fifth, third user? Like,
you know what it could have been, and this just occurred to me. Maybe the reason we don't know, like, these heroes aren't very big in like where Deku is. Maybe they were all from different countries. Like, they all had their hero like ness in different countries. They spent their hero careers, because we know that All Might spent a bunch of his early career in America, so maybe that's why we don't see a lot of we don't see people talking about how similar Nana's quirk is to All Might's or whatever.
Well,
although Nana had another quirk to distinguish her, but
we're assuming that is like the main thing, which is why people aren't just like, whoa, this person and this person had similar quirks, because we're assuming that a lot of the users had quirks at some point. At least
like 6 of them had quirks, yeah.
Well, the only ones that were quote-unquote quirkless were the first user, Deku and All Might.
Well, yeah.
Then that makes 6 other users that have quirks.
Yeah.
So, I wonder what Nana's was. You were theorizing flight, weren't you?
Well, maybe we should look up what her name means. Maybe that'll give us a clue.
Nana, I don't know what Shimura means.
Shimura mean?
Wait.
I think it means like decay or something.
Wait. What? Is Nana's quirk even similar at all to Shigaraki's?
Probably. It could be like, maybe it's like the opposite of decay or something. Or maybe it involves, it could be healing, you know? I think I theorized that at some point.
I mean, if Deku, I don't want Deku to have any type of healing quirk at all, because that kind of like nullifies his whole I hurt myself thing. I mean, that could like help him hurt himself less.
Well, that would be like end game stuff. I feel like he would. I feel like if we were gonna see that, it would be like right before the final fight or something. Just so like Deku had even more of a reason, because we'd obviously see flashbacks of Nana, right? So we'd probably see her fight with All for One, and then that would probably just pump Deku up for the final fight. Yeah.
So we literally have no evidence to go on, but what do you think the quirks are going to be? So I'm assuming mutation is immediately off the table.
No, I don't think that at all.
But
we have never, if muscle form. Now this is really off the table. But maybe Nana's quirk was muscle form. We just never saw her in muscle form. That'd be fun. A transformation quirk would be wild.
No, not transfer.
Oh,
no,
mutation.
A mutation quirk. Because we're assuming that the moment Deku would have inherited the power, he would have like had that mutation happen to him. Like, there's a chance that maybe mutation works so differently, but I'm assuming, and we saw all of them. None of them looked like they had
see all of them.
Except the two
silhouettes. Maybe that's why.
My
god!
I think mutation is off the table.
No, that's even more. When you really thought about it, why were they hidden? What reason did
Zach,
did Horikoshi have to hide them?
Time travelers. It's Bakugo and Kirishima.
It's Bakugo and Kirishima. But that's interesting. Because maybe that's why we didn't actually get to see them. Because they have mutations. Now, the reason why Deku didn't inherit them immediately, I don't know, fuck you. It's just, that's how it goes.
That'd be really concerning if Deku suddenly just starts growing scales and looks exactly
everybody
like
be
Spinner.
you know, when you first started like getting the whip, and then you got all strong, and then you know you started flying, we weren't that concerned. But now that you're a lizard man, I'm a little, you know, is everything all right?
Oh, now that you look like a half of a blobfish, Becky, I'm really concerned. Oh, what's the worst mutation quirk you could get given?
Fucking, I don't know, vagina hands. Deku just has vagina hands.
I think we mentioned this in the Quirkless podcast like ages ago.
I have to look up like the entire text of it. I'm gonna go.
No,
whatever.
Like now that you have mentioned it, maybe that is why. Like, because I'm trying to think, why would like Horikoshi hide it away from us unless either there's some big reveal. Like the three like things is either it's a big reveal. It's like so it's gonna be like a plot twist or some important character. Either the heroes were just so unpublicized that well no, even then because it's weird because we're assuming that the two blacked out characters are the second and third.
Yeah.
But it's weird that we have first, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh, but not the fucking second and third. You would have. It's I don't know. Like they can't be super late on because it'd be really weird if, or maybe they are later on. Maybe we can see the ones which were close to the start better than the ones.
Maybe they're not dead.
That, okay. Well, I mean that could work. But didn't we see a bit of All Might?
It would. It's interesting that they're the only ones that are hidden,
Like,
for whatever reason.
That has to be a reason.
Like, yeah, clearly, but like, and it's so weird. The mutation thing actually kind of makes sense, because I think the reveal of it wasn't even really a reveal actually at this point. Like, because there was a lot of foreshadowing for One for All passing down quirks. Like, actually, like, passing down quirks. So that's why it's kind of weird when people say this wasn't foreshadowed at all. Because it was, you know, it was. You're just not reading enough. You're not reading into it enough, you know?
I just realised this kind of makes one of MatPat's theories slightly more correct, I think, and I don't like that idea.
What, the muscle form theory?
The muscle form theory.
Yeah, that was interesting.
No.
That was the only reason he got that was because it was foreshadowed.
Oh, Horikoshi, no.
No, Horikoshi watched the MatPat theory and he was like, "Yes, please."
We've talked a while about the whole quirk thing. Like I remember a few episodes ago before we had. I say a few, I mean like actual months ago before we went through this fucking Class B arc. When we first saw the Visages, we talked a lot about it. And I think you did mention that the idea of Deku gaining more powers. And I'm still hesitant
I was right
on it. You were right.
I was completely right. And I'd like my check now.
Well, wait, we just have to see if one of them is Flight.
I did also bring up healing. I didn't guess whips. That was something I didn't see coming.
Well, I think the whips are cool. I'm just like really interested.
It's a cool power, especially because I think it's gonna be mostly used in a support.
Mhm.
So that'll be really cool. Deku's just gonna be Spider-Man now.
Yeah, he can just like. To be fair, knowing that this is Horikoshi, it kind of makes sense that he'd have some sort of Spider-Man-esque power.
Yeah.
So, what about this current arc, Zach?
It's boring. It's just been boring. I was really sold on it, and then we started getting 13-page chapters, and it made it drag on so much. And I understand, because I'm pretty sure Horikoshi was moving throughout this arc.
He also
that's why it's been
wasn't feeling well, wasn't he, at the time?
Yeah, I need to check his most recent author comments because I remember him saying that he wasn't feeling good and then that he was moving recently. And
He
he also
definitely
talked
said he
about
was
leaving
moving.
behind his favorite restaurant or whatever. So that, that's another thing. But,
Like, had we always gotten like more than 13-page chapters, or was it just this arc which has made us realize it? Like, because I never count page counts because I'm just like, it doesn't matter if a chapter feels like it's got enough content. I'm not gonna start counting pages. But I don't know, just like this arc, it just seemed as things were going super slow.
when a chapter feels full, it doesn't matter how many pages it was. It just feels like this chapter, this arc specifically, wasn't moving forward enough to justify the really quick chapters. Like the really, it wasn't really it wasn't really the amount of pages. It was the amount of stuff that was in those pages that was kind of frustrating. Cause there was a formula to it. It felt really formulaic. Cause it was one fight, 2 chapters. One fight, 2 chapters. Oh, intermission in the middle. One fight, 2 chapters. And the fights were basically the same. It was basically like, oh, you didn't know about my new secret move that I developed. And then it's like, yeah, that's super interesting. Please tell me more.
Well, I think it also didn't help. I think we had like a break halfway through one of the fights.
Yeah.
Like I really liked the Bakugo fight, just because
fun.
just because one Setsuna Lizard Girl is a best girl in Class B. Fight me, matey. Yui doesn't have the fucking quirk you want anymore, so Lizard Girl has to be best girl.
That was interesting. I constantly go back on what I say, but whatever. It's fine.
Well, I mean, it's a different quirk. I mean, it is the same quirk as the filler ninjas, but I mean, it's better than just being a nerfed version of Mount Lady. well, it wasn't really a nerf. I don't know. Just growth and shrink quirks seem like really simple things, but I really did like it was good development for Bakugo because it showed him actually working in a team. And I really liked that fight. I don't know. I feel like Kendo really shined this arc. What else? Oh yeah, we had that first fight where we got to see what Shinzo was. I really hope Shinzo doesn't get shafted. I'm hoping Shinzo's on equal footing. Oh yeah, fucking Shinzo. He has to be put in with one of these classes, right? So
he's gonna be an A1 or 1A, whatever. A1 steak sauce.
It's just, I don't know. It's so good to talk about My Hero again, because it's been quite a while since we talked about it, and I don't know.
It's been quite a while since we've had something to talk about. Well, actually, yeah, because we had a huge break recently with the whole New Year's thing, which good, because it means the mangaka actually got a fucking week off where they don't have to fucking slave over a chapter that they're immediately gonna get yelled about for. But still, it's Shonen Jump's my entire life at this point, so I need it. I need my weekly fix.
God, imagine Shonen Jump was daily, a page a day. I guess they kind of do work at a page a day, don't they? Well, no, more than a page a day? Fuck.
It's 2
Jesus.
pages a day.
That's horrible. Oh. Fucking appreciate your mangaka, people. Buy the volumes when you can.
Yeah, I really want to get some Kaisen volumes. As soon as they're translated, I'll get them. But they're not yet.
The whole new Viz thing. Honestly, it's so cool to have so much manga available now. But I feel like I'm kind of cheaping out on Viz a bit because I'm paying less money. Am I?
Let me give you more money, please.
Well, am I paying the same amount of money? What was it, 99 cents? No, I think I'm paying them more money. But I don't know, I just feel like I'm getting more content, which I guess is kind of a good thing. But I don't know if the money I'm paying to is really helping the mangaka, considering it's such a small amount of money. I don't really know where my money's going.
Yeah. I do really enjoy this system, and it's good to finally be up to date with everything that's going on being released, and not having to rely on the fan scans as much. I still do read leaks. I won't even lie. it's I read both really, but I like reading leaks more because you get that instant satisfaction. So it's like, you just, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't mind leaks. Like, whenever the leaks come out, I'm kind of just like, okay, hit me with what. Like, I don't usually read them, but like, I have a friend who reads the leaks. I'm just like, hit me with the
The intel, the sick intel.
Tell me what's gonna happen this week. Which, I mean, I don't know. It's either you can read leaks so you won't be spoiled because you'll be spoiling yourself, but you're spoiling yourself by reading the chapter, or you can wait, know what's going to happen more or less, and then read the actual chapter. But I mean, I don't care about reading leaks if I'm like supporting the official release.
Yeah, it goes either way. Like, as long as there's leaks to be read, I'll read them. Because it's like, I'm going to get spoiled on Twitter anyways. It's not like I can mute My Hero every week. And it's like, Or I could just not go on Twitter until Sunday.
No, I'm not doing that. Fucking Twitter's my life.
Just,
I don't care if it's sad. Twitter's my life. It has all my fucking the shit I like. I'm gonna stay on Twitter until
porn.
Okay, Zach, we don't need to talk about it.
Look, we can porn. Say naughty things. It's our podcast.
It's art.
It's art. I don't care if she has her titties out. It's art. God damn it.
I mean, that's what old Roman paintings and statues.
Yeah. They also drew
Greek statues.
Small ass dicks.
Exactly. It's just like mine.
As God intended.
As God intended.
Out here with your massive peens. That's against God.
So, what do you think is gonna happen after this arc? Like, we're not gonna go. Like, I think some people think it's too soon to go into a prison break.
No, I don't think it's. Well, I don't think we're gonna immediately jump into a prison break. I do hope that Deku clashes with Gigantomachina.
Fucking okay. What the fuck is even happening? Gran Torino is back. He looks completely fine. He doesn't look injured at all. Fucking, we don't know what happened with. Oh my god! I just remembered Hawks exists. We might actually get to see him again.
We will at some point.
Okay, Zach. It's been so long since like I've been out of the whole My Hero loop for a while. So I'm just like sitting here talking about it, and then I remember, oh my god, that plot point. It's fine. We'll finally get to see it. I really enjoyed that one art. Like, I'm gonna go on a little tangent of what I thought of like My Hero as like in the year. Like, I felt like this entire year has kind of been like a Todoroki themed year in a way, because like we started with Endeavor's whole like succession to the start. Todoroki, Shoto had his he actually got his hero license. We had that whole somewhat development for the family. We learned about Toya. Like, it's a very I felt like it was a very like year in which we learned a lot about the Todoroki family.
I feel like Horikoshi tries to do a Todoroki arc like every so often. We just ended up getting a lot this year.
But
and then
I
everything
don't
else.
mind.
Yeah. I mean, in reality, we started this year off with fucking Overhaul, and that was a good way to start the year. I think, and that was really fun. But Overhaul kind of dragged towards the end, and I just prefer Gentle in a lot of ways.
I don't care. Gentle was like literally one of the highlights of my era that year. I mean, I say highlights. There was really only like 3 big arcs. There was like Hero License, Gentle, shit. Was that it?
Hero License, Gentle, and then
the Endeavor,
the Pro
Hero stuff, and then this, which is like dragging on to like the start of this year. I don't know.
Well, we said we wanted a long arc.
Well,
this will go on for the rest of the year.
We meant long, as in like actual like story shit happening. I mean, like,
we meant something interesting, please.
I mean, story shit is happening, and like now, I feel like the last 2 fights have been the best. Like it started, I think it started well. With Ken. Wait, no, the second fight was Kendo. What was the first fight? That was with Shinzo.
You're asking me to remember this shit. I do not know.
Fucking. When the anime gets to this, I'm really curious to see what they'll do.
They're gonna.
The anime.
It'll be like an episode of fight, if not less. I think. Like.
I hope not an episode of fight. Probably like 2 episodes. No, 1 episode for 2 fights. That's probably what it'll be. Or maybe they
Perhaps.
No, they can't do all the fights in one because I feel like I don't know, maybe 2 episode fight maybe.
No, they'll end up adding filler to it. Honestly.
Well, the My Hero filler isn't like that bad. Like, well, it's filler, but it's not really bad filler. I feel like the filler in which when Momo went up against the super IQ girl, was kind of really meh because like she has like fine. Over 1,000 IQ, but she doesn't, I don't know, even think about going for the second option of attack and not defend. Like fucking no, shut up, anime team. Speaking about the anime, we're getting the anime quite late this year. I say late, but like I would have expected early summer, but we're actually getting it November time.
Yeah, I thought it was July. I don't know.
I think I could be completely wrong, but I want to say it's later in the year, in which I'm kind of looking forward to see how the anime does the whole Chisaki arc.
Yeah, that'll be fun. It'll be fun.
I need to start catching up with anime. I've been like so engrossed in like manga recently. Like I don't even have a Crunchyroll subscription anymore. I haven't been catching up with JoJo.
It's so much slower.
It really is. Like that's one thing I do like about manga is like I can just read at least like a chapter or 2. Well, no, I get like super engrossed in manga. I'll just like read a bunch of chapters, and then like if I were to watch the anime, it would take me a week or so worth of watching anime to catch up with manga that I could do in like 2 to 3 days. And that's being generous, I think. But it depends on the anime.
Yeah. I prefer manga. Like I was able to blow through like both Fishman Island and Punk Hazard in 2 days reading manga. When that would have taken me like a week watching probably longer watching the anime.
Well, I think it's because at that point in the anime, like it's really drags on.
Yeah.
So, have we said literally everything we want to say about My Hero?
Yeah. Until next week, when hopefully this arc ends. Hopefully this arc ends, and we get a teaser for the next one, and it's good, and I can wait a week if we get a teaser for the next arc.
I just feel like, Zach, I don't think it's going to end next week because I think it's going to be another 2 chapters.
No, God, no. God, please, no. No. Well, okay. It'll be another 1 chapter because we probably are going to see the Shinzo Deku fight this chapter. And, oh, wait, color page. So, yeah, we're definitely going to see the Shinzo Deku fight this chapter. And then we'll definitely like finish up the fight next week.
Next week.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not Horikoshi, and if he somehow squeezes 18 pages or something into this next chapter with a color page would be fucking insane. For him at least recently.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be pretty good. You know what? He could probably finish up the fight with that.
I'm cautiously optimistic about the next what's gonna happen in the future of My Hero with this quirk thing. I'm sure Horikoshi, I have faith in him, but boy, I really hope he doesn't drop the ball with this.
My goat would never drop the ball. Take it back.
I thought your goat was Jujutsu Kaisen.
It is, but I can have 2 goats.
Okay. Is there anything you want to show?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Just go look at the color pages. They're all really good. The panda color page got a lot of shit when it came out, but it's probably my favorite.
What the fuck do I want? What do I fuck do I want? The Quirkless podcast, they haven't uploaded in a while, but I'm sure they'll upload soon. See, that's a meta joke if I've ever heard of one.
Yeah. I'll give that one a big old kiss.
Okay.
Also, go read Black Clover if you haven't already. If you're a My Hero fan and you're
his statement.
Yeah, if you should on Black Clover and you haven't seen Black Clover, but you watch My Hero, go watch Black Clover. Come on, guys.
Go read.
Don't be mean.
Black Clover.
Unless you don't like it, then you can go be mean on Twitter. I don't care.
Okay. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to share them and let us know your thoughts on the chat below. Goodbye, guys.